This is it. Okay. This is who we're going to read for now, people. And the rest, thank you. You can very kindly and patiently wait on the sidelines until it is your turn. Here it is. The humble post-it note. Where would society be without the post-it note? I know we wouldn't have a channel. Hello, Robin's Realms. Hello, Kiss JG. Greetings. Yes. I know what you're saying, Love Triber. It's so much more fun this way because there's no way that I can prep anything. Everything is totally blind, so it gives it the maximum chance for spontaneity. Never mind. Here we go. So who's it going to be now, folks? Let's have a look. If you can figure it out, you're a genius. Maybe you're a psychic medium already and you don't even know it. Look. Here it is. Sorry, here it is. It's going to be for Sagittarius, people. The wise one, the great adventurer, the truth seeker. The one who goes beyond. The one who insists on being happy and having fun. And they're always right. Okay? I'm sorry, Love Triber. I don't know who is Romy and Michelle. But anyway, thank you. Sagittarius, we're going to find your little marker here. That's Capricorn. Let's have a look. Here it is. This is you, dear Sagittarius. That's where we're going to read. Hello, Getty. It's either going to be I guess it's very early for you in the morning. Is it Frankfurt? I think you're over in Frankfurt. Is that correct? Or is it Berlin? No, I think it's Frankfurt. Yes, Sagittarius. So, dear Sagittarius, your magic post-it note has lived its life. Its life cycle is now completed, okay? So it's now going to go into post-it note heaven. There we go. All right, Sagittarius, here we go. If you've seen other tarot illumination reports, you might have an idea of what's going to happen next. First of all, we're going to split this into 3, okay? We're going to do a little miniature love and relationship report, but it's more than love and relationship. We're looking at profound, chosen one-on-one relationships, one-on-one, where there's you, Sagittarius, a significant other, and then a third entity. It's a living, breathing thing called the relationship, okay? There's you, there's the other, and there's the relationship, and it has a life, an identity, a meaning, and purpose of its own. And so some of the most powerful healing experiences can happen in the context of relationships. Obviously, other things can happen in relationships as well, but one of the themes of this channel is healing. So that's why I keep mentioning it, okay? It's 5:22 in Berlin. Greetings, Berlin. Wow. All right, so we'll start with that, and then we're going to go on to a situational spread to identify some, like the core issue that we need to deal with, and then we're going to finish it off with a little oracle. Thank you very much. So let's have a look. This deck is already well shuffled in advance before the show, and we're just going to do it to the last second so that you're a witness. A crucible is a structure that's designed to withstand intense pressures in laboratories, just as what happens in human relationships, okay? As we integrate and separate, intimate and separate, we all do, all the time. At some point in our lives, each one of us has a relationship with a certain significant other or certain significant other people. Very, very people who are fundamental to your life, okay? Okay? You're right. Absolutely, Love Triber. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, Love Triber. Before we even get into the cards, Love Triber just gave me a little gentle tap. Where's the Astrodoodle? Well, it's coming up. Okay, Sagittarius? So, I'm just going to go through the general blurb here. And this is for everybody, and I'm just going to focus on some key dates, just some highlights. And then we're going to jump straight over to your own personal Astrodoodle, dear Sagittarius, okay? Whew. Thank you, Love Triber. Thank you so, so much. Wow. I owe you one, okay? So, right at the very beginning of the month, we have a Scorpio new moon vibe effect from the very tail end, the very tippy end of October. So the Scorpio energy was very strong because there was a large stellium of planets in Scorpio. So that's going to have a long, let's say, impact through the month of November. And some people think of it as Scorpio season. So that's a really strong kickoff, okay? And then in the middle month, we have around the November 12th, we have the full moon in Taurus. The moon is opposing the sun. So we're naturally considering relationships, okay? Because it's an opposition, okay? So we'll look at that in a moment. Later on in the month, we have all these other things, but I'm not going to deal with that here. If you want a personal reading, just get one. Check the links below. Towards the end of the month, we have the sun moving into Sagittarius. Dun, da, 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 da. And that happens around the 22nd. The sun moves into Sagittarius. So that's kind of a big deal for all Sagittarius. That's kind of like your birthday season coming up. But we're not there yet. We're in the month before. And if you guys have hung out with Tarot Illumination enough, you'll realize that my personal feeling is that the month before your birthday can be riddled with things like, let's say, depression, sadness, a feeling of like the end of the, it's like the end of everything. Like, what did I do over the last year? How did I evolve or grow? How did I fail? And you get to go through these periods where you sometimes you feel all you just want to do is curl up in bed and hide, lock the doors, and just do whatever you do to indulge yourself. But that's all at the end that's in the middle of the month over here. Okay, that's the heavy stuff I'll show you in a second. But towards the end, we have the sun moving into Sag, and then we have the new moon in Sagittarius. It's kind of like a birthday new moon for you. Brand new starts and new beginnings for all Sagittarians on a global scale. And then very quickly, even though it's Sagittarius season, we're actually going to have a monster Capricorn stellium, okay? That's going to be in your second house, Sag. At that moment in time, it's going to be Sun, Pluto, Saturn, and Venus, and we're actually going to see the tippy experience of Jupiter heading towards Capricorn as well, okay? Let me dig out your chart over here. It looks like this. All right, here we go. So everything that I just mentioned from that general note for everyone is highlighted here. I know it might look very strange to you, but this is what a Tarot Illumination Astrodoodle actually looks like. And every single one is different. There is no Astrodoodle that's ever the same. And this isn't even a real astrology chart. What it is, it's like an agglomeration of all the bits and pieces that jump out to me in a personal way for your sign for the month. And I just put the notes in, and that's what this looks like, okay? It's not a computer generated chart, as you can tell, okay? Anyway, here we go. This is you, Sagittarius. We put you on the horizon. We make it a solar chart so that it's like all about you. So as you can tell, it's Sagittarius in November 2019, and all this wonderful light and energy here comes right at the end of the month. So let's deal with the other stuff beforehand, okay? Because there's a lot goes on beforehand. The stuff that happens beforehand is this here and this here. Can you see I've highlighted it with some orange and red? Like, let's just be careful here, be cautious, be aware, because we're dealing with the health and healing axis and the places where, like over here, for you, Sagittarius, Scorpio energy represents the human dumpster, the place where you bury everything and anything that you can't handle or just don't want to deal with in life, until you absolutely have to, until everything turns into a smelly, rotten, landfill, and then you have to deal with it, or just things just get worse. It's also the energy of the ends of the ends, where, it's like the life cycle ends. You know, how plants die, trees die, organisms die, humans die, we all end up in a huge life cycle, then it all stops, and then we start all over again. So this represents the 12th house, the last few weeks of, let's say, sacred geometry, before everything kicks back into the big liftoff for Sagittarius as new starts and new beginnings over here. So what can happen is when we had that huge cluster over here with the Scorpio, it's really heavily lighting up those parts of your life that you probably don't want any light. You would probably just like, leave me alone. I just want to bury myself in a sofa and just, just hibernate. I just need sleep. I just want to rest. I just need a doctor. Give me a massage. Give me a treatment. Take me to the Lumination retreat somewhere. That's all I need. Oh, poor Sagittarius. And then 2 weeks later, it's almost like it gets worse because you're going to have the full moon over here where Uranus is in Taurus and the moon's in Taurus opposing that Scorpio energy. And so you're realizing now, oh my gosh, this is the medicine that I'm going to have to take. Once you discover everything and anything that's not working or that has not worked for you over the last year, Sagittarius, hopefully you will have the presence of mind to write a list, put it down on paper, and then you're going to figure out, what am I going to do about it? Because that's what's happening over here in your 6th house of habits and practices. How are you going to refine, clarify, cleanse, and purify your life so that it works better? Your tasks, your day-to-day habits. Are you going to get more sleep? Are you going to get health care properly? Are you going to get better exercise? Are you going to stop overstimulating? Are you going to stop pushing things too far and wanting to go so far on your adventures and instead create a more, let's say, sober, calm, realistic, grounded way of living? Okay? All of that happens here because it's getting you prepared, okay, for your, like, it's almost like the energy of a reincarnation, like a rebirth over here, okay? So let's just say you figure it out. Let's say the first few weeks of the month are pretty miserable. Let's just say it. Maybe you're going to have a great time on the surface and maybe things ever feel okay. Maybe you're good at self-medicating and self-lubricating so that you don't ever have to deal with this stuff. But let's just say that you are aware and you decide you're going to live through this. You're going to live through the experience, the final stages of, let's say, evaluation, assessment of the life that you've lived for the last year. You're going to put it in its place and then say goodbye to everything that needs to be let go. Improve your habits, and then you're going to start all over again right here. So that happens towards the very end of the month. The sun enters Sagittarius. Woohoo! And then we have the new moon in Sagittarius on the 26th. That's when things really kick into gear for you. And we're at the very tail end of Jupiter in Sagittarius. So you might as well take full advantage of this because in a few weeks, at least a month or so, Jupiter is going to leave your sign for another 12 years. And it's going to move into Capricorn in the next year. So that's good news for you because later on in the month, at the very end of the month, we have this huge Capricorn stellium, which is all about your 2nd house, which is very much to do with worth, self-worth, value, values, money, the things that you have, the things that you own, the crafts, the skills, the talents that you have that can be monetized, the things that you bring to this earth that have value, okay? So that's going to be really heavily lit up here. And we've got, oh gosh, excuse me, that's wrong. I have to mark this. Oops, let me just change this. I made a mistake here. November 1st and November 30th are both times when we have the moon in Capricorn. So at both these dates, we're going to have a large Capricorn cluster right here sitting in your 2nd house, waking you up about huge, deep, profound changes, probably in your value system, your sense of worth, your sense of self-worth, where you look yourself in the mirror and realize, who am I really? What have I really got? What did I really bring in my pockets to this earth? What have I brought to this earth that has value? What are my values? What are my beliefs? How am I going to make a living? Where do I get my money from? How much stuff do I have? And what does it look like? Really earthy, basic stuff. And it's all going to be heavily examined, and then profoundly changed. Okay? So it's kind of a tough reading. It's going to be much better for you towards the end of the month. And then when we get into the Sagittarius season itself, wow. Okay. But for now, let's just deal with things as they are. Thank you, Love Driver. Thank you very much. Okay, cards are already shuffled. Actually, I'm going to use this deck. Excuse me. This is going to go back to the relationship things. I need some room. So I already talked about this, so let's just dive right into it. Cards are well shuffled in advance. I'm just going to the last second so that you are a witness. No jumpers, no flyers, no reversals, okay? And I told you about the crucible spread. So that's what we're going to do. So for you, Sagittarius, in terms of the astrology, the Gemini energy would represent the house of a significant other, okay? The 7th house. So I'm splitting this up big time. Let's bless this whole deck and this whole channel and all you Sages. All right, here we go. So there's you, okay? Think of yourself like a smartphone. What are you radiating? What is your energy? You are the writer, director, producer of your life, so what does that look like over here? Especially when it comes to relationships. Over here, what about a significant other? What are they radiating? And at the core of your crucible, what does that look like here? There's you, there's the other, and there's this third entity, the relationship itself, which in total forms the crucible. And if you think of this as like a bowl, like a potted plant, what is growing here? And of course, this is affected and impacted by your surroundings, your environment, your circumstances, the weather. And I like to think of some of the most important weather as the planets. So what do we have? We have the Queen of Wands. Okay, to me, this is a really strong message from your invisible friends saying, Dear Sagittarius, do not fear. Whatever Tarot Lumination just said, it's okay. Acknowledge it. It's there for you to understand and to deal with it. But you don't have to be scared. You're going to be just fine. This Queen of Wands energy here, it's like, forget the gender. It's a queen, sure, but it feels to me like this is a sign of real good luck, good fortune for you, because as uncomfortable as it might be for the first few weeks of the month, okay, for all this section here, these are the first 2 weeks, and then over to here and up to there, okay, things are going to really, you're going to be really glad that you hung in and that you were really kind to yourself and allowed yourself, in other words, look at it this way. If you start to get really depressed and miserable through November, the Queen of Wands is saying here, it's okay. It's fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. I am here watching over you. I am one of your invisible friends, and I love you very much. And there's no way we're going to let anything really bad happen to you. We're not going to stop you from dealing with what you have to deal with, and we cannot interfere or remove any kinds of pain and suffering that come with doing what you have to do to heal what you have to heal. But we're still here, okay? We can't do anything about that. You can. You can do that by healing yourself, and the best way is to acknowledge what we're talking about here. We love you very much. We are your #1 fans, okay? That's what I'm sensing here. Okay, Sagittarius? And that looks very big to me, and it's also spreading across your whole life, not just the relationships, okay? So let's have a look. What are you radiating here? So with the Knight of Swords, my feeling is that you're like, oh my gosh, all I want to do is get through this. Please, heaven, angels, dear invisible friends, please help me get through this month so I can actually get to my time, to Sagittarius time, where I can get back to being a hero and doing what I love to do, being out there, seeking the truth, finding the truth, knowing the truth, living the truth, honoring the truth, communicating the truth, no matter how blunt and, let's say, unwelcome it might be. This is my job. This is my day job, and I'm going to do it anyway. And nothing is going to stand in my way, thank you very much. Including, let's say, if this is all. Okay, there we are. We're back again. Everything just froze. Everything just froze, people. I hope you didn't see that, but it did freeze. And it's showing up the limitations of my system here. I have a really good system with this little studio, but I have to go to the next level. So all contributions are highly appreciated. So with this one, dear Sagittarius, the Knight of Swords here, my feeling is this almost, it's not defiance, but it makes me feel as though like, it's bring it on, just Tarot Lumination, tell me what you got to tell me. I'll do what I have to do. It really sucks. I don't want to have to deal with it because of what you talked about earlier. But I am not going to shy away from this stuff. I am feeling fully empowered and ready to handle it because I already know that if I don't deal with this stuff, my life will suck. So I'm just going to do it. In fact, I'm going to dive right into it. Thank you very much. So that's really good. It's almost like the energy of Sagittarius talking to these energies here, saying, you know what, guys? Bring it on. Bring it on. Just show me what I need to heal. Reveal yourselves to me. Reveal yourselves. You got to reveal it to heal it. So I'm asking you, I'm daring you to reveal yourselves because I need to spend the next few weeks figuring out how I'm going to heal myself, refine, cleanse, purify, to do that because I am eager to get back to here. Okay? So, dear angels, thank you for your support. Please help me. Please stand by because I know I'm going through kind of a vortex here and I need to feel that I am a hero and I need to know that I will I can handle the pressure. And then your invisible friends tell you, don't worry, it's okay. We are right here for you. You are our hero. Okay? And then you're like, oh, you're kind of my hero too. Thank you very much. Okay? I'm counting on you. Thank you very much. Over here. What about the significant other? So with the Justice card here, my feeling is that it's like, dear Sagittarius, you might be dealing with someone who is, to me it feels like they're very, very accommodating of you and your wild ways. You know how Sagittarians, you can sometimes be really like over the top and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I should have done this, I should have done that. And let's do this and let's do that. And I know I can, I know I can, I know I can. And then the other person is over here. This might be someone very specific, or it might be a cluster of very dear loved ones, whatever it is. To me, it feels it's almost they're like, hey, pretend this is a group of people, okay, Sagittarius? People who love you very, very much, okay? And perhaps there's one significant one who is very symbolic here. And to me, it feels that it's just like they're there for you. And they're basically like, and it's almost like, there's no point in interfering. We just need to let Sag be who Sag is. And everything will turn out exactly as it should be. Everything is exactly as it should be. Everything will come into harmony and balance the way it should do. And there's no point in us over here taking any of it personally. Like if Sagittarius goes into a deep depression for a few weeks and struggles and screams and yells to get out of it, or, you know, rants and raves like, leave me alone, or don't touch me, or please get me some, I don't know, get me a drink or something, or just whatever it is, we accept it. We understand. Well, this is a role that we have accepted. We're getting justice. We learn so much from being with you, Sagittarius. So we accept our role of perhaps being challenged while you go through your moment of challenge, your moment of one of the deepest challenges of a whole year cycle. We accept that, understand that, and we are here for you. We are going to stand by you, and we're not going to judge you or condemn you or anything. We're just going to let you be who you are, do what you do, and eventually everything will turn out perfectly. And why is that so? Why is everything exactly as it should be? Because it can't be any other way, and we know that already. So we're not taking it personally. Like, dear Sagittarius, if you get angry at me, it's okay. I'm not going to take it personally. I just know you're going through a rough patch to get to your birthday heroic season again. It's okay. Balance will be restored. Okay? Thank you. So that's how that works. What about at the core? Remember, Sagittarius, this is not a couple's reading. It's all about you. We're just allowing for a significant other here. What about at the core? Okay, my feeling is that with the Eight of Wands here, it's like, I knew that. I know this already. I just want to live this out symbolically. All I want to do in my life, my world, my relationships is get through the really tough stuff so I can do the really, really fun stuff. And I'm a Sagittarius, and I already know that I've got the core ingredients for that stuff to happen. That is my life. That is my lifestyle. My lifestyle is to be awesome, adventurous, take risks, discover and learn new things, go beyond where no one else has gone before, okay? And so I'm going to make it my business. And it's almost like the relationship is giving you, Sagittarius, a tremendous opportunity to tap into what it is like to have a relationship dynamic with somebody or certain significant other people who take you exactly how you are, okay? Just exactly how you are, with all the rough edges and all the smooth edges and all the fun and all the, let's just say, the things that don't work. And so you start to realize, like, wow, I'm actually really, really lucky. I have something very, very valuable in ways that you wouldn't normally, perceive or define value. And this is really cool because it gives me the chance to express myself in ways that I might not have had the chance before. In other words, dear Sagittarius, you might have felt inhibited, or you might have been relating with people who start judging you or condemning you or saying, well, you're getting what you deserve. Ha, ha, ha. If your life sucks this year, miserable going through November, then it's your fault. But that's not what's happening here, Sag. What's actually happening is people are understanding you and accepting you, and that's extremely encouraging. And it's almost like this huge turn on. And then you realize this is like, it's almost like rocket fuel that gets you prepped up for the new year, for the new Sagittarius year ahead, like your birthday year, okay? Hello, Jackie Sean. I just saw you pop up there. Hello, Nikki. I see you. All you want to do is dance. Okay, so can you see how the storyline is unfolding here? And I think with this Eight of Wands, this is the realization that, gosh, you are the sign of luck, Sagittarius, but then you're actually seeing it in your life. You're like, wow, it's really true. I am the sign of luck. I do have luck. I am that person. And you're going to see it here, especially once you get towards the very end of the month. And you're going to be able to express it and live it out as though, like, I'm in recovery. Not only that, I was in rehab. I did this and I did that and I did the work. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at us now. Look at my life, my world, my relationship. I have really cool people. I have friends in high places. I have high friends in places. That is effing awesome, okay? And I just wanted to let everybody know. That's very exciting. It's like you're getting huge amounts of wisdom here thanks to some very certain specific loving people who are allowing you to mess up. Thank you, Nikki. I see that. Over here, what's going on? Okay, so what happens here is this is just like everything comes full circle. And you get back to, this is Emperor energy. Forget the gender. I'm just looking at the energy itself. So my feeling is that my feeling is that almost the whole month is going to be some kind of woe is me, pain and misery, some kind of stuff that is very unnatural for Sagittarius, because you basically like to be lucky and happy and have fun. And the last thing you would ever want to do is like check yourself into rehab or admit that you have problems and that you're going to have to, let's say, clean up your act, clarify, whatever it is, clarify, cleanse, purify, and refine your lifestyle so that you can be much healthier than ever before, because you want to evolve and grow and adapt and blossom, right? And I'm sure that you do, so that you could be a living example. And so what happens is, it's almost like you can look in the mirror and you realize, oh my gosh, I really am my own hero. I really am that awesome. This is the Emperor energy. And you realize that, well, part of this is just because I'm Sag and I'm awesome. But this could not have happened without the love and support of these amazing people in my life who are not me. So that means I'm even luckier than I ever knew before. And that makes me feel even more powerful and amazing than ever before. And that's really cool. That's a sort of like, this is not narcissism or megalomania. This is like almost like an extreme form of self-love where you come full circle and you realize, wow, you can look in the mirror very, very simply and kind of go like, wow, I really am that powerful. I really am that awesome. I really do have that much going on in my life. That's pretty cool. And no one can take that from me. In fact, they are endorsing me. Wow. So that's what I'm sensing here, okay, dear Sag? I hope this makes sense to you in some way. Maybe there's a certain particular someone or certain very particular people where this might resonate for you. And this, I think, is representing your invisible friends. Now we're going to jump straight over into a situational spread, because I want to focus on like any trigger points or on any really any issues that could be like really challenging or that could undermine the awesomeness of this potential thing here, okay? So I use the situational spread because it's really blunt and it's like a sniper bullet. It goes directly to the heart of the matter, like a diagnostics device that they use in a auto tech place when you need a tune-up. You know, they don't spend huge amounts of time these days poking around. They just plug in the diagnostics, dial a few codes, and the problems are indicated on a screen. And this is the same spread that they use in Washington, D.C. Okay, I just want you to know that. Whenever the president has a problem, it doesn't matter who the president is, they always check in with Terra Lumination and say, hey, TL, can you just pull a situation spread for us? And yeah, I kind of say, sure, okay, no problem. Give me a few minutes and I'll send it back to you as a file. And then they hand that around the desk, the meeting table with all the heads of staff, and then they make their decisions, and then they go off and have a fancy black tie dinner. Okay? Hello, Ivona, I see you. Greetings. Greetings, greetings. So no jumpers, no flyers, no reversals, but we are going to have an oracle at the very end. We're going to use the new deck inspired by Love Triver. It's called Return of Spirit. Okay, let's have a look. What does this look like here? Okay, I'm going to break it up in a very extreme way, just like that. So here's the situation. Here's the challenges. Here's how we're going to handle it, okay? And we're going to look at the weather again. Okay, circumstantial energy, environment, the planets, people, friends, family, jobs, home, whatever it is that you feel is really influencing you. I like to focus on the planets themselves, but that's just me, okay? So we have the Four of Cups here. Now, I don't see this as a lot of sadness. I think this is more of a message. Like to be very, very careful, Sagittarius, that it would be so easy to slip into some form of very subtle depression this month if you're not careful. Okay? I think this really aligns very closely with the 12th house energy that is being heavily triggered by the huge Scorpio stellium that happened at the very tippy end of October and takes us into early November. It's highlighting all this stuff over here. This is just like the same thing as like when you go to a doctor and you just tell them, I don't know what's wrong, I'm just not feeling well. Can you please help me? And the doctor kind of says, okay, well, we have to poke around a little bit. Let's pull out the diagnostics. And the diagnostics are saying very clearly like, wow, it's evident, Sag, you are not feeling that great, but don't you worry. We're going to figure it out. It's just a question of this. Energy flows where attention goes. Remember that, dear Sagittarius? And then feeling sick and miserable over here with a year's worth of goop and unresolved karmic doo-doo that you've piled up in your house, 12th house of, let's say, the spiritual dumpster. You say, okay, doctor, what are you telling me exactly? And the doctor says, it's okay, Sagittarius. We're just talking about all the energy of everything that you screwed up. everything that went wrong in your life for the last year, and it would be very easy for you to be all sad and miserable and depressed about it, okay? But it's not the end of the world. It's just the end of a chapter, because we're going to start everything again over here, and the doctor says your birthday's coming up soon, and you're going to get a prize. You're going to get an award for making it through another year. You're going to get your own little miniature Ace of Cups right here. But you have to pay attention. It's just like what the doctor does, you know, when they have those things and they turn it into your eye and says, look at this, watch me, watch me, watch me. We're trying to take your attention. What this card is trying to do is remind you that energy flows where attention goes. So it's time to, you know, move through the sad period, do the self-healing that you have to do, and then remember, it all starts again, and you refocus your energy onto what works, of course, which is to love thyself. That's the ultimate decision. Okay? So don't worry. This is actually a very good omen for you. Okay, what's the situation here? You see? You see? It's liberating. In other words, you have to go through this. There's no escape. It's almost like a hazing. Dear Sagittarius, you might feel as though most of November is like a really nasty, miserable, sad, unavoidable hazing. And you know you have to deal with it, and you just go through it because you already know deep down at the end it's very liberating, because when you come out the other side, you are a freaking hero. Got it? Wow, that's so cool. However, what's the challenges? Well, of course, the hazing itself. Okay, my feeling is the challenge is like, is there anybody actually really there? Is any of this true? Is any of this true? Is any of this true? Could this possibly be true? I am so miserable. I am so depressed. I'm going through such a shadow period, a shadow vortex period of my 12th house experience that nothing seems to make sense. Everything feels hopeless and lost, and there's just no point in getting up in the morning anymore, and I'm just going to give up. And so there's no more party. There's no more fun. Sagittarius, this is like, to me, this Four of Wands here is registering very strongly with these sad Three Cups here about woe is me and suffering. And it's a real problem because Sagittarius, you're so expansive. Like the better it gets, you want it to get better, and then better and better and better. And like it's an infinite pathway of always getting better. But in fact, life works in cycles and waves, and things go up and things go down. You just don't like it when it goes down. And so this period in time for you, the November thing, is typically, it can be a very sort of, you could use a lot of tissues at this time, and it would be very easy to be kind of like a sobbing, miserable wreck, hiding in the dark room on your sofa. Okay? So don't worry about it. The fear is that there's no one there to hang out. There's no one going to be there on the other side for you when you get out. Is anybody there for me? Is there going to be a celebration party for me? Am I ever going to get to my birthday party? Is anybody in my friends and family and my cool mates, are they ever really going to truly be there for me when I come out of this? Or am I ever going to come out of this? Is life ever going to be fun again? Don't worry. We have a solution right here. Kerblam. This is the most powerful healing card in the deck for some people. It's basically, let it all happen. Okay, this is basically, it's almost like Tarot Illumination is saying, dear Sagittarius, this is probably very uncomfortable for you, and for me to even have to say it to you, but if you feel that you're going to have a nervous breakdown, or if you're going to have some kind of breakdown, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to say, bring it on. In fact, bring it on. Bring it on, bring it on. Let's get this breakdown on the road so we can get over with, so we can come back to the party time again for Sagittarius. So I think this Tower card is relating very strongly over here towards the full moon in the middle of the month, where the solution is going through like the wall of fear, the wall of pain, and just living through it. And then realizing like all this stuff has to happen, okay? And it's very important. You can't deny this stuff. If you keep burying it and burying it and burying it next year to next year to next year, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And eventually it's going to have to be dealt with. So you might as well deal with it now. And that's what the Tower card is saying here. this is the time to deal with it. Let it all fall apart. Let yourself have a complete meltdown. Allow yourself to have a complete and utter rehab checkout session, and then you're going to be just fine on the other side, because what happens is it's like everything gets obliterated and deleted that no longer needs to be in your life, and you are healing and you are healed. And then kerblam, a couple of weeks later, here we go. Back to the good stuff. Back to classic Sag in their optimal format. Got it? Okay? So that's how you deal with this stuff, okay? Yeah, it might be a rough, miserable prescription. Like the doctor has to give you a pill, and this is the pill. It's just one pill. It says, allow yourself to be miserable. It's going to be okay. It's going to be absolutely liberating, and never fear. Yeah, you might not feel like there's any party to life anymore, but you'll come out the other side, because everything that no longer needs to be with you, just allow it to vaporize, dissolve. Do not hold on to anything that you don't need anymore. And if you try, it'll just be taken away, so you might as well just accept it. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here now. You can reinterpret this however you want. It's up to you. It's your reading. I'm just giving you the Tarot Lumination interpretation. So let's go over here. This is going to be your little oracle. Think of this as a going away present, okay, from the end of the reading. It's the Return of Spirit deck. Thank you, Love Triber. Okay. Okay. I saw that note. Karaoke after cocktails. Yes, let's do karaoke after cocktails. Oh my gosh. Love Triber, we're going to do that one day, okay? Really, really and truly. Karaoke and cocktails. Oh my gosh. I am not kidding. I am very proud to say that I've been thrown off the stage a few times at karaoke clubs because I get a bit carried away. Thank you very much. That's nothing to do with the reading, by the way. Thank you, Sag. Here we go. Here's your parting message. This is a message from Spirit to get you back into Spirit. Think of this as a message from, another message from your invisible friends. Okay? Let's cut it up. I'm going to keep this as a very extreme cut. Just like this. And here is your card. Faith. It's kind of your card in a way, isn't it? Isn't that beautiful? This is a fractal painting. It's super hyper detailed, but you can't really see it on this show or these cameras. And the pictures are actually originally quite big, but anyway, let's just read from the book for you, all right? What does she have to say? Here it is. Okay, this is for you, Sag. So you can, I'm not going to add anything to this. I'm just going to, if I feel something, I'll tell you, but otherwise, it goes like this. Okay, Sag, how much faith do you really have? Often we will say that we have faith until life starts to get out of whack and things fall apart. It is easy to have faith when everything is running smoothly. But what about when it doesn't go as planned? It's hard to remain strong in faith when nothing seems to be going as you had hoped. This is exactly what faith is. Faith is about trusting Spirit, especially in those times when everything seems as though it's going wrong. Spirit is asking you to have a bit more faith and trust. Being human means our point of view is limited and our understanding is skewed and one-sided. From the viewpoint of the universe, everything is in divine and perfect order. Everything is exactly how it should be and needs to be to help you move to your rightful place on your path. I say things like that a lot. So, do not pull back your energy and trust because things are not working out the way you thought they would. It may not feel good, but you have to honor the wisdom of Spirit and the outcomes that are arriving. Know it is perfect. It is for your best and highest good. Breathe and trust what is. Allow yourself to let go, even if only a little bit at first. Let go of any expectations you have. This card is about restoring faith, but not just in spirit. It's about restoring your faith in yourself, in your abilities, in your choices, and in your heart. It's about restoring your faith in your fellow human and mankind as a whole. Some of the human experiences you've had have damaged your trust and faith. Spirit is holding out their hand to you, but it is up to you to find the faith within and to take hold of it. It's up to you, Sag, okay? Regardless of whether you do or not, Spirit is by your side every step of the way. Got it, Sag? Got it? All right. There you go. Let's put that over here. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. That was an interesting reading. Kind of caught me off guard, but I'm glad we did it. You can do the action replays however you need to, however you want. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to say farewell. I don't think I even checked in, did I? Hello, Sag. It's Terra Lumination. Hi, I normally check in. I don't think I did it earlier, but anyway, we're here now. It's been a pleasure. Just, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You just have to get through November. You'll be fine, okay? I'm going to kind of check out now, and we'll follow up, and I don't know if I'm going to do any more reports tonight. It's Tuesday, very late at night here in America, and so we're going to be doing the rest of the reports over the rest of this week, and we should have everything done by Saturday night at the latest, okay? Alrighty? So I'm just going to leave it at that, if you don't mind, and it goes like this.